I always like to take on little challenges, and one afternoon after the hunt was done, I wanted to take my camera into the flooded corn and just kind of see how close I can get to these ducks feeding on the ice in the corn. Because I had a couple questions. For one, I've never seen a mallard eat the corn off the cob with the husk still on it. I mean, it was crazy. You could walk down and you didn't know if there was corn on the husk until you peeled it back. And I was just curious how those ducks actually got up beneath the husk and got this corn off. So one afternoon, I didn't have anything going on. I ghillied up with this corn camouflage ghillie suit, and I went crawling on the ice. These ducks are coming up off the water on this ice. They're just tearing up this corn. So what I'm gonna try to do is I want to see how a duck gets the corn off the cob. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get close enough, but heck knows we got enough. We got a pretty good ghillie suit on, so we're gonna give it a shot and see. Hopefully we're gonna set up in one of these rows and we'll just wait it out, and hopefully they'll start feeding their way back up to us. And I'd like to get pretty close to them and see what happens. I'm surprised the ducks didn't flare out because of me laughing. Watching these ducks, feed on the ice was so comical because they're not very gracious critters. When they're on the ice, they're kind of wobbling through, running into each other. They're really greedy almost. And it was funny because when one would find an ear of corn, I mean, they're jumping off the ground trying to get this corn, then they'll slip and fall on the ice. I mean, it was almost like cartoon characters. They were just very comical to watch. It's no wonder that flooded corn is so effective. I mean, it's, granted, there's tons of corn in there, but when that ice gets on, I mean, you can see the corn just whipping in the wind. I bet we had probably, pushing 20, 25 mile an hour winds, but down there at ground level, down right where those ducks are, you barely felt the breeze. You could see the ears just blowing in the wind, and the tops of the corn is just whipping. But they feel so secure in there because they're out of the wind. Avian predators above can't get them. And there's all this food. I mean, it is a duck paradise. And I learned something. I experienced something that, I've never experienced before, being that close to ducks. After this experience, I truly believe that ducks, they have a lot better sense of smell than what people give them credit for. Now, I'm not a biologist, this isn't set in stone, or not a fact, it's just a theory that I have. Here's how I came up with this theory. Where I was at, I had a crosswind from right to left. Those ducks would feed up through the corn rows, and everything on my upwind side would actually feed up past me. I mean, these ducks were one row over, and they were feeding up past me with no problem. The ducks that were in front of me, they would only feed so far because, I was blocking them from moving any forward. Plus I had the lens, the camera lens was right there in their face. Everything downwind of me, once the ducks got parallel to me and were downwind, they always busted me, and they would basically flare out. Whenever these ducks got excited and they got nervous, and you see them running down the ice, it wasn't because of the ducks upwind of me. It wasn't the ducks that were in front of me, but it was the ducks that were downwind of me exploding out of the water. They had to have smelled me. I don't see how they could have, seen me, or, because the ducks in front of me saw me, but they didn't freak out. The ducks on the upwind side of me fed completely past me. They saw me, but they could not pick up my scent. The ducks that were on the downwind side were always the ones that flared out first. They would never feed up past me. The ducks on the upwind side would feed so far past me that sometimes when they would explode out, the ducks would actually run across my legs, and they would bump into me trying to get out of there. They did not know I was there. The ducks in front of me, they were just a little nervous because of the camera lens, but the downwind ducks, they always nailed me. So my theory from this is ducks, they do use their sense of smell to help detect danger. Now, here's the question. Is their sense of smell so acute that they can, when they're getting ready to decoy, sometimes when they flare out, sometimes when ducks flare out and they're like, oh, did they see us? They didn't like the spread. Is it possible they picked up a scent? I'm not saying it's true or not true, but it's just something very curious, because from this experience, I know they had to have been smelling me. So, how well can ducks smell? How well can geese smell? I don't know. I'm not a biologist, but it's something that that I'm gonna be definitely interested in researching more, and it might be something to take into account. I don't know.